Shalom. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect, those that are fighting to endure to the end, and that are calling on the true names in the name of the Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right? Those are who the world ignorantly calls God, the Heavenly Father, meaning he is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, meaning he is our salvation. That is in the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. All right? And I believe today's lesson is going into quit lollygagging around. All right? Quit lollygagging around. And that's something the old school would tell us youngins as we was coming up. They say quit lollygagging around, meaning what? Stop playing around, stop procrastinating, stop putting it off, all right? Because the signs are out there, all right? The signs are out there, all right? That we what? We're getting close to the end. Hell, we in the end, all right? We are in the end of this man's kingdom, all right? And Jake's still lollygagging, procrastinating, putting things off as if he has another 50, 20, 30 years from now, all right? This man is getting ready to come in like a flood, all right? We see what happened out there in Chicago, all right? What just took place in Chicago, all right? You had the ICE agencies along with the federal agencies, and what did they do? They came in and raided a whole apartment unit full of occupants, men, women, and children, zip-tied them up, put them in the back of a budget rental truck, all right? All because of what? 5 allegedly so-called Trinidad Aragua illegal criminal immigrants that warrant you to round up the whole apartment complex? See? And this is what we're telling Jay, quit lollygagging around, man. Because just because that happened in Chicago, somewhere far away from where you stay at, don't mean it won't show up at your place or at your doorstep. And that's exactly what it means. It's going to show up at your doorstep, all right? Because why? It's going to be throughout the whole land, okay? Martial law is going to be made mandatory. It's going to be implemented. Because why? Of all the civil unrest, the chaos that's going, we now in the middle of a government shutdown, okay? And we see what happened to the lady when she went down to the food stamp office and got turned down for her food stamps that she had to feed her 9 babies with. She said what? She willing to go to jail over her babies and go steal food out of the grocery store. But how much more, Jake, when shit really hits the fan, you gonna be in that same predicament and even worse. Because it ain't gonna be just one of you, it's gonna be a whole bunch of you, all right? It's gonna be the survival of the fittest. And we telling Jake these things that he's still lollygagging around, man. He's still procrastinating. He's still putting off shit like he got another 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. This devil is knocking at the door, getting ready to come in and destroy everything, all right? And he's using the guidelines, or he's using the guides, or, you know, he's hiding behind these other incidents such as we just here to take the illegal immigrants. Well, why you don't see them in the affluent neighborhoods, the well-to-do off neighborhoods where Esau stays? Why they ain't out there looking for why they ain't out there looking for illegal immigrants? Because this has been always designed for who? The children of Israel. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and they coming to get all of us. All right, and that's just the matter of the story, man. Esau Edom don't got no dog in the fight. They ain't worried about Esau Edom. They're not checking if he a citizen or not. All right, because why? He don't fit the bill. All right, you had that black woman, that so-called black woman, who's trying to figure out why her handcuffs are tightening up on her every time she moves her wrist. Well, obviously she's never been in handcuffs before. All right, and that's gonna be the story for a lot of you Jakes out here. It's gonna be your first time getting processed, taken down to a detention center, and it ain't gonna be what you think it is. All right, and if you ain't got your Yahweh and Yahweh Shah on your side, it's gonna be hell for you. Because why? This is his last man hoorah, his last go around. He gonna get as many Jakes as he can, but he's not going to get the elect. All right, he's not going to get the elect of Israel. All right, and then you got the White House promoting a Saint Michael feast day, okay, along with a prayer. You see, that's all bullshit, man. All right, a precept taught by man to keep you Christians in a, I feel, holier than holy type of, spirit. I'm praying to Saint Michael. I'm worshiping Saint Michael. When you couldn't be worshiping Saint Michael if you wanted to. All right, you worshiping and praying to the damn devil, this Edomite. All right, under the guise or the guidelines of praying to a saint. You see, he's telling you praying to a saint in the Bible to deliver us from the evil days and the evil times that has already been. Well, guess what? Saint Michael, pursuing to Daniel 12:1, is going to show up for the children of Israel in the time of trouble, which is Jacob's trouble, which we telling you is at the forefront. We in the beginning stages. All right, and don't try to rush it, because when it's here, ain't no turning back. Okay, ain't gonna be no turning back. Oh, let me get my stuff to no. Either you got it or you don't. See, a lot of our people, they're gonna be caught off guard because they don't understand the mindset and the mentality that you have to have going into Jacob's trouble. All right, which we currently have, and we're pursuing that mindset so that the Lord can continue to stay with us. We're gonna have to be as pilgrims on the earth. As it says in the book of Matthew, it says, if you on the rooftop, don't come back down to the house. Meaning what? Whatever you have, when all hell breaks loose, is what you're gonna have. All right? You trying to go back and get your favorite pair of shoes so you could be ready to go and walk in. You trying to go back and get your favorite Bible so you can read while you on the run. Hey, the word got to be within you. All right? The word got to be within you. Okay? Yeah, it's cool if you have a Bible in your car or every go-abouts. But if you ain't got a Bible with you, you got to have the word within you. This is why we studying to show ourselves approved, man. All right? So that the word is consistently with us, the Holy Spirit. All right? This ain't something you can just think you're going to have everything set aside on how it's going to play out. Yeah, if this happened while I'm at the movie theaters with my family, I got a plan B. If this happened while I'm out in the grocery store, this is what I'm going to do. No. What's coming is going to catch everyone off guard. You think those people in those apartments were sleeping at 1 a.m. with their little babies? Hey, they said Esau landed a helicopter on top of the damn building, man. They say Esau, the so-called white man, landed a helicopter on top of the building. Hey, man, y'all ain't ready for what's coming down the pike, man. All right? Y'all ain't ready. Why? Because y'all lollygagging. Y'all lollygagging around, man. And the man of the Lord's been telling you this going back for decades now. Okay? The elect man of the Lord has been telling you that. All right? So, hey, get right or get left behind. Because that's what happened when you lollygag. All right? When you lollygag around, you just get left behind. And if you get left behind on this side, it ain't going to be nothing pretty. All right? You're going to be destroyed by the way of what? Thermonuclear missiles here in America and elsewhere scattered about. So keep lollygagging around and get left behind when the chariots come to deliver the elect, and see if you don't be regretting yourself. Let's open up with Amos 5:18. This is the book of Amos. Because Jake think they got all day, man. Jake think they got forever to get right. That's Jake mentality. Oh, I'll get right tomorrow. I'll take heed tomorrow. Oh, that would happen in Chicago, downtown Chicago. That won't happen here where we at. Oh, that lady, she didn't fill out her paperwork in time before the government shut down. That's why she's not getting her food stamps. See, Jake think this will never happen to him. All right? but you selling your enemy short. What did it tell us? Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thy enemy. Jake done got here in captivity and became complacent. Yeah, they give us subsidized. Yeah, we get free housing. We get Section 8. We get food stamps. Now you ain't gonna get it. Now you flipping out. Now you praying to Jesus, and he ain't gonna show up. See? And all Esau Edom gotta do is write you a little $2,000 check, which they throwing out, the idea of giving everybody a stimulus check, and Jake forget about everything. Jake go right back to sleep. Write him a $2,000 check after this government shutdown. They'll forget about everything, and then on top of that, we may make it quarterly, where they take this Karagma, the RFID microchip, they'll get money every 4 or 5 months, or 3 or 4 months, to help out with the cost of living. And Jacob forget about everything that they done went through. All right? That's just how complacent Jake is. All right? So let's get this in Amos 5 and verse 18. This is Amos 5 and 18. Amos 5 and 18 reads, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? See? So keep lollygagging around, all right, as if you don't know what's coming down the pipe, all right? The day of the Lord, all right? And it ain't going to be anything you want to be part of if you ain't on the right side of the equation. It says, woe unto you, Amos 5 and 18, that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. See? Jake's mindset, his mentality is that everything will go back to the way it is, all right? Because that's all they know here in Babylon the Great. And elsewhere, is that why? Is that what? We've been under this man kingdom for the longest. They don't even want to say they African Americans. We just Americans. We were born here. Our grandparents was born here. Their parents was born here. We Americans. We not Africans. All right? Jake through, man. Jake is through out here. Okay? And not the forget about the Northern Kingdom as well. They through as well, man. They heavily into that idolatry, that's worshiping of Virgin Mary. All right? So Jake threw all around, man. The Northern and the Southern Kingdom. All right? That's why they finna get ran down on, man, by this damn devil. Okay? So the point is, Jake done got complacent in captivity, man. He done made this his resting place. All right? When we were supposed to be brought here to woke up to who we are, our true identity. Okay? But only the elect is gonna receive the message and receive it in time to make the necessary adjustments. Because when you playing football as a quarterback, you got to dissect the defense. Imagine if you got a linebacker like Brian Urlacher running straight down the middle at you, and you can't send a tight end or running back to pick up that block. You gonna get blindsided, man. But Jake finna get blindsided by the biggest linebacker of them all, Esau Edom, man. Finna hit Jake right in his mouth, dead, smack in his mouth, man. All right? And he's coming. All right? Hey, when the enemy should come in like a flood don't come in quiet. All right? A flood comes in with ferocity. All right? That's how they gonna roll in on Jake. Kicking down the door. All right? Closing off all strongholds where you can run out to. All right? And Jake gonna be giving over for the prey, man. Jake is gonna be given over for the prey. All right? And we telling you, okay? All the way up into the time where we can't tell you no more. Get right with the Lord. Stop lollygagging. So it says, Amos 5 and 18, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. Jake got to get it through his mind. Jacob's trouble is around the corner. We in the beginning stages, man. The Lord letting us see exactly how it's going to play down and play out, but on a grander scale. Raids, rations being taken away from you. Then you're going to have pestilence. All right? You know what pestilence are. What happened back in 2020. Lockdowns. A man desiring to go into another city but can't. And Jake's still lollygagging around, procrastinating, putting off the truth. Not taking heed to what the servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is telling them. Well, guess what? Your day is coming to an end. Right? Let's read that in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. This is Sirach 5 and 7. It reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Right. What is another way of saying tarrying? Lollygag. Procrastinating. So make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Stop procrastinating. Stop lollygagging around. Why? It says, it put not off from day to day. See? That's Jake mindset. Oh, it's a government shutdown. Everything will be back up and running by sometime next week. Little do they know, Congress has went on vacation all of next week. So if Congress is out of house, it's a strong possibility that the government shutdown may linger into the end of next week. All right? They may not get a deal done. And what are they doing? They're blaming it on the illegal immigrants. Who? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're blaming you for the government shutdown, okay? That both sides can't come to an agreement because of healthcare issues. One side saying they don't want healthcare to go up so much to help fund the illegal immigrants, which we know the face of the illegal immigrants is who? The Northern Kingdom. The other side saying they want the healthcare to stay where it's at so everyone can afford healthcare, which is all of Israel basically, all right? And they're both saying in a nutshell that it's all Yasharallah or Israel's fault. So they putting the blame on Israel indirectly, and eventually the people gonna catch wind of it, and they gonna start looking at Jake in another manner, man. You the reason why I can't get a job. You the reason why I'm on furlough right now, all right? And they gonna start a riot. They're gonna start a race war out here and a riot, all right? Because you're gonna have those gun-ho Edomites trying to, take down Issachar, trying to beat Issachar up, and other Northern Kingdom tribes, because why? They're gonna feel like they the reason why this government shutdown has continued to go on past its allotted time. Now, the longest the shutdown has ever been was 35 days. If we go past that, we talking about the beginning of December. Right around these holidays, man. And you think Esau gonna take fun of that? No, man. Civil unrest can ensue. All right? Why you sticking up for that illegal immigrant? He the reason why we on furlough. I done exercised my 90 days, my 60 days with the Navy Credit Union that they give to all federal Navy members with no interest. Now I got to start paying back this loan that I took out. And we ain't been let off a furlough yet. See? These elites know exactly what they doing. They creating chaos and mayhem. Then the markets are going to reflect that. The markets are going to start to tank. People are going to start selling their shares in these big-time corporations. It's going to cause the dollar to further sink. And we're going to spiral into all-out chaos. This society is already CTD, circling the drain. The dollar's already weak. Its spending power is like what? A cent? 3 cents maybe? They try to completely crash the system. They've already put provisions into place. The Genius Act, where they're going to introduce a stable coin. Well, what better way to introduce a stable coin than what? Give the people a stimulus check and tell them they got to sign up and get a bank account. All right? And these banks will be the main components of the places that's regulated for the infrastructure to house a government stable coin. Okay? Everything is being put into motion by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to bring forth the mark of the beast, the Kabbalah. All right? He's just using this wicked man, Esau Edom, which is his job to be that vessel fitted for destruction, to come about doing it. All right? And in doing so, he's going to purge out the 2/3 of our people. All right? They ain't going to make it on the ships, on the spaceships, the chariots. All right? They came over here on the slave ships, but they're not getting up on the spaceships. All right? And we've been telling you through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, this day will come. This day is coming. And you continue to lollygag. You continue to tarry. All right? And then all of a sudden it's going to happen to you. You're going to see troops planted and set up in your town, in your neighborhood. All right? And then you're going to be looking for answers and you ain't going to find them. Because the Lord will have removed his prophets, the servants from off the streets. And whatever you think is left out there, they ain't going to be the man of the Lord. They're going to be sent there to deceive you. To tell you, hey, take that chip. All right? The Lord don't want you starving. You don't think these pastors in these churches are going to tell their congregation, the members, to take the chip? Of course they are. They're hirelings. All right? They don't have the flock's best interests at heart. So it's nothing to them to tell them to take the chip. They already been compromised, teaching false doctrine. A man like that can't be trusted, okay? And we telling you through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So stop procrastinating, stop lollygagging around, stop tarrying. It says what? Ecclesiasticus 5:7, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Why? For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. See? Oh, I got Section 8. Oh, I got food stamps. Oh, I got a secure job with the government. I got a secure job with a federal building. All that could easily be taken just like that. We seeing it right now. We're seeing it right now. And imagine if they just continue to let this thing linger on until the beginning of next year. January 2026. It's a wrap, man. This place can't rebound from that. This place cannot rebound from that. You talk about house notes being, mortgages being foreclosed, car notes being repoed. This could have a major, profound impact, and through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, we praying that it does. All right? We praying that it gets worse, man. All right? That's the only way we get up out of here, if it gets worse. So it says, suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. See? So guess what? There's going to be a lot of our people out here perishing, man. All right? A lot of our people are going to pass away, man. And there's nothing we can do about it. All right? We're doing what we're supposed to be doing right now. All right? And however else it turns out, we're not concerned about what? The 2/3 of our people. It says what? Be not concerned about how the unrighteous shall be punished, but inquire how the righteous shall be what? Shall be delivered. And that's all who we after. All right, we only after the elect, man. All right, if you're not of the elect, we don't care. All right, we don't care to sit down and try to win you over. We don't care for any of that. All right, we're only here for what? The elect. All right, and that's what our people got to understand, man. All right, is that what? We came to preach the word to who? The Israelites. All right, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and then out of that, only the elect is going to receive the truth and receive it in time before that great day of destruction, man. All right, which we're fastly approaching and leading to. Okay, we see it, man. Why? We're measuring the times diligently. Okay, what you see right now isn't happening for just showing looks. It's a sign, it's a telltale sign that Yahweh Shai is on his way back, man. All right? We're measuring the times diligently, according to the word, according to the Holy Bible, all right? And guess what? We here, man. We in the beginning, early stages of this thing. All right. So let's go to Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Speaking on Jake and his lollygagging around, man. And we understand the reason why. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It reads, because sentence, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. See? So Jake see Esau flourishing under wickedness, and he thinks that he can hitch his wagon to Esau and that everything will be all right. All right? He thinks that everything will be all right. All right? Which allows him to procrastinate and lollygag even more. All right? He puts his trust in this system. He puts his faith in this system. He got more faith in the wicked than he do of the man of the Lord, man. Telling him that, what? This place is getting ready to end. All right? So Jake's priorities are all discombobulated, man. They all chopped and screwed. All right? Because why? A sentence against the wicked is not executed speedily. But this devil is getting taken down, all right? It's just a matter of prophecy, all right? At the end, it shall not tarry, okay? We wait, and we seeing the works of the prophecies being put into place for when they come. It's going to hit like a flood, man, all right? It's going to come in and wipe a lot of people out that ain't ready, man, all right? So it says Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. See? And Jake in the world, man, he ain't repented. He ain't came out of this wicked society. And he's just like a damn heathen in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him, right? So we understand this man has this appointed time to reign in wickedness, but we gonna continue to do what's required and ask of the Lord, all right? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Though this man, what does it say? Ecclesiastes 8 and 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times. See? And this man's kingdom is allotted for a specific time. Okay? So though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, because this is why Jake is lollygagging. He see Esau Edom out here doing good, man. Serving a false idol, Jesus Christ, serving these holidays, serving birthdays, acknowledging a birthday, and acknowledging holidays. They see this society up and flourishing and think to themselves, we in good times, man. What's there to be afraid of, okay? It says, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, see? In the middle of wickedness, you got a cluster or a small remnant of the elect that's going to do what? Stay true to this word, man. Even when they can be doing everything else according against the law, they doing everything that's said to do in the law, because they understand the severity of what's getting ready to come down the pipe. All right. So it says, yes, surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. So it says that fear the Most High, which fear before him, right? So we understand, all right? We understand the importance of fearing the Lord, man. That's why we out here prophesying on the highway and hedges, all right? That's why we're doing our videos to do the work to feed the flock. All right? We understand the importance of the fear of him. All right? It says that the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, man. You got to have a healthy dose of fear in order for him to impart this wisdom upon you, the Holy Spirit, man. And you not doing what's required in Esther, you is now showing your reverence or that you fear him. Okay? So we telling you, man, to repent while you still got time. All right? But Jake want to lollygag around, and we understand it. Why? Because it says that we are stiff-necked people, man. Jake don't get the picture till it shows up at his store. Jake won't get the picture till it shows up at his front doorstep. Then they want to get on the camera. Oh man, look at the tanks coming in. Look at the troops. They got AR-15s. Then they want to start putting shit on social media. See? Jake gone, man. All right? They got to be destroyed, man. Here it is, we telling you what's coming, and you want to wait till it shows up at your door so you can publicize it on the internet. Oh man, look at those troops coming down the street. They got tanks, they got choppers in the air. And then that's their whole thing. They want to wait to see. Instead of taking heed to what the word's saying. Turn back and repent. Quit lollygagging. All right? The Lord has set up man to give you the warning. Okay? This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. Let's read that. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says what? For the vision. What is the vision? The prophecy. All right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it. All right? Because unlike Jake, this vision is going. Once they hear, once these prophecies are here, ain't no turning back, man. The Lord knows exactly what he's doing. Okay? So it says, let's start from the top. Habakkuk 2 and 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So the Lord has set up specific watchmen or prophets or servants to do a specific task. All right? And that task is to blow the trumpet, to blow the horn, to warn Zion or Israel of impending danger. Okay? It says, verse 2, Habakkuk 2 and 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. See? So the Lord gave instructions to the prophets of old to write the vision, write it in the book, write it, and the scribes will write it, and they will record the inspiration that they had from the Most High, and he gave them the vision to write. And now we breaking it down, man. The prophets back then, they didn't have the understanding. But now they have the understanding. All right? Because why? The vision is coming to pass. Back then they didn't understand. John didn't understand what he was seeing. I mean, he knew he'd seen the microchip being implemented, but he didn't understand that it was going to be to the extent where we at now. We here to break it down and give it to you in its entirety, all right? So that you can what? Understand and make the adjustments, the necessary adjustments before everything happens. So the prophets of old, they wrote it down. They was inspired by the Holy Spirit, and now we're back. Some of us today are those same prophets back then to prophesy and tell you that it's getting ready to take place and to go into great details, okay? That's what we here to tell you, all right? The prophets that wrote it back then, they didn't have the complete understanding that the prophets today have to tell you what the things are. When Jeremiah saw the arrows coming, he didn't know that they were intercontinental ballistic missiles, but he described it the best way he could back when he was given the vision. Now we're here to tell you exactly what those arrows are. When John wrote the Quran, he didn't know it was called a microchip. But we here to tell you that it's the microchip. So the prophets wrote the visions down, and the prophets again today, some of them are back again today, are here to tell you what it is that they wrote down back then. Now, we don't know exactly who we are, all right? Some of us, have an inclination. Now, we do know Abba Bibbins was Elijah. We know John the Baptist was Elijah. Then we know he passed away and came back as Abba Bibbins, all right? So we understand some of the prophets, some of the men of the Lord, but we don't know who we are, okay? So it says Habakkuk 2:2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. All right? The vision, the prophecies are plain upon tables to those that have the spirit. All right? To go into it and to break them down. It says that he may run that readeth. Who's running that readeth? Who's reading it right now? Those same prophets that were back then, that's here today. Okay? The word of the day is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is quit lollygagging around. All right? Simple as that. Quit lollygagging around. That's what we're talking about today. Because Jake has a propensity of putting things off, man. And hey, the Lord is getting ready to make it known, man. All right, this word ain't gonna be around forever. Us giving warnings to our people ain't gonna be here forever. Like I said earlier, you see what happened in downtown Chicago, how the troops came in at 1 a.m. in the morning, snatched up men, women, and children, and zip-tied them and put them in handcuffs. We see what happened with the lady that took her application down to the food stamp office and got postponed because the government shut down. All right? So the word of the day is quit lollygagging around or quit procrastinating. All right? So Habakkuk 2 says what? Write the vision upon tables that he that readeth may run with it. Well, we're running with the visions right now. Prophecy is getting ready to jump off the pages soon, man. All right? And the servants, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah has been telling you that. All right? Shalom. So it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. Verse 3, Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See? So people procrastinating, people lollygagging because they don't see the vision being fulfilled in a timely manner. But it will be fulfilled and at its set time, as we're going to get in 2nd Ezra 4. All right? Everything has its allotted time. Its course, it must be ran. All right? The missiles can't come to destroy this place until the microchip is made mandatory. All right? So it says Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See? And we see it begin to speak. All right? We see it begin to speak right before our very own eyes, man. Those of us that have the eyesight to see. All right? Those of us that's measuring the time diligently. Those of us that has taken heed of what the men of the Lord is telling us to. We see the vision starting to speak, man. All right? And it's only going to get louder. The vision is only going to speak louder to those that are watching to take heed. As it says in Isaiah 58:1, cry out loud and show my people their transgression. The vision is showing the people the transgression to those of us that have the eyesight to see of the elect, man. All right? So the vision is speaking. And it's only going to speak even louder as we get closer to that day. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. See? So the vision ain't gonna be lollygagging around, man. Once they hear, it's here. Ain't no putting them back and hoping for better days. No. Once these visions begin to speak, that's it. No lollygagging around. All right? You can guarantee The Lord gonna make good on what he say. All right? If he said in the book, it's gonna happen. If he told his servants to prophesy it, it's gonna happen. It says that my word may not come back void. All right? So Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to set things up to bring all hell to this place, man. And we've been telling you that this day will come, and we begin to see the fruits of that day getting ready to come. All right? So let's go to 2nd Ezra. Starting to rain a little bit. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Might have to get my umbrella. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 2 or 4. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 4. Because these visions, these prophecies are designed for a specific time. All right? Go to 2nd Ezra 4, which is in the Apocrypha. And I believe it's 37. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and 37. It reads, by measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times. And he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So each prophecy, each vision has a said measure that has to be fulfilled until the next one comes. All right? And we coming into those said measures being fulfilled. All right? The famine of the word, Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, World War III, America being annihilated, the saints being delivered, the saints are the Israelites, the elect, particularly on this side, being delivered here out of America before it's destroyed, and elsewhere. But the bulk or the majority of the deliverance is coming out of Babylon the Great, the United States of America. All right, so once again, stop lollygagging around, okay? You don't got all the time in the world. You don't got 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Hell, you don't even got 5 years. All right, they trying to get this thing up and moving by 2030, man. That's right around the corner. You got digital IDs that's being made mandatory over there in UK, where in order for you to work, you got to have a digital ID, a compulsory digital ID. All right? The prophecies ain't lollygagging, man. All right? But only the elect is going to see it and take heed. The rest is going to continue to pass on. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. And this word is true. But the wicked, the simple, passes on. They're going to get left on, man. All right? But we telling you, okay? Get right while it's still time, okay? So let's go to Proverbs 27. Let's read that first verse. This is Proverbs 27 and 1. Because we understand Jake mindset, man. Jake mindset, and by Jake, we talk about the so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. Their mindset is that they always have tomorrow. Well, I can get right tomorrow. That won't happen to me for some time. That's the wrong mindset to adapt, especially in the times we're coming into. So this is Proverbs 27. This is Proverbs 27 and verse 1. It reads, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day might bring forth. Right. You think Jake was prepared for when the government shut down? Hell, they was probably out somewhere having a good time, man. But we was prepared in the spirit because why? That was our day of atonement. We was making an atonement, a sacrifice for our sins, man, to the best of our ability. But Jake was what? Somewhere out, probably having dinner with a family. And next thing you know, well, it happened at midnight. They was probably back home by that time. They was probably watching a movie on Netflix or something. Next thing they woke up to what? The government is shut down. And now it's still shut down. We going into day 4 and 5. And like I stated earlier, Congress is off on vacation all of next week. So it might be safe to say that the government might be shut down all of next week. See? But Jake's still procrastinating because why? He's putting off because he got to tomorrow. He thinks tomorrow he's going to be able to get it right. But tomorrow ain't going to never come, man. That's why we open up. Why do you hasten for the day of the Lord? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. For those that ain't watching, okay? For those that aren't watching, all right? So it says Proverbs, let's read that again. Proverbs 27 and verse 1. Might have to cut it short if it get a little bit late. Proverbs 27 and 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring. See? You don't know what can happen in a day, man. All right? All hell could break loose overnight. They can have a report in the morning that all the banks are out. An outage happened overnight. Something happened unexpectedly. All your money is lost in the banks. You don't know what a day can bring, man. Everything can change on the drop of a dime, just like that. We seen it back in 2020. All right? We seen it back in 2020. Okay? So boast not of tomorrow. You don't know what a day can bring, man. All right? That's why, like I stated earlier, the Lord has set up his servants, the prophets, to tell us these things. All right? Let's go to this is Matthew 3, and let's start at verse 9. This is Matthew 3 and 9. This is Matthew 3 and 9. It reads, and think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham. See? Jay think just because he know you're Israelite, that he good, man. That he ain't got to do no more. All right, now, you got to continue to endure into this truth. You got to continue to endure, man. All right, and don't be just hearers of the word, but doers. It says, think not that you have Abraham to our father, for I say unto you that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. So let's get that again. Matthew 3 and 9. This is Matthew chapter 3 and verse 9. It reads, "And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham." See? So you can't have that spirit of, being a slugger or sluggish and think to yourself that just because I got Abraham, just because I know I'm Israelite, that I got the promise, that I got it made already. No, that can't be your mindset, because why? You're gonna continue to put things off from day to day, man. And you can't be lollygagging in this truth, man. All right, because a lot can change in one day. All right, a lot can change in one day. So don't think just because you know you're an Israelite that you got it made, that it's in the book. All right. So it says, "And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham." Right? So you got to take heed to what the prophets, the servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is telling you. And they back today. Okay? Let's go to Malachi 4 and 5. Let's go to Malachi 4 and 5. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 5. It reads, "Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh." See? So the Lord has sent prophets back this day to tell you before that great and dreadful day of the Lord come. And it started off with a man by the name of Abba Bibbins, in 1969, who was Elijah, the prophet, coming back in the reincarnation. All right, and amongst him doing that, the word took off. It woke up the other prophets, all right, which is why you're seeing this word doing what it's doing right now, okay? You had Elijah, you had John the Baptist, then you had Abba Bibbins, okay? And the word is taking off right before that dreadful day. Elijah, John the Baptist, Abba Bibbins has came back. The word has woken up the intended target audience, which is the elect. Now the dreadful day is getting ready to commence. Jacob's trouble is getting ready to take place. All right. So let's read that again. It says, Malachi 4 and 5. "Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh." Verse 6, "And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse." All right, that curse is those chariots, man. All right, we know the wicked and the 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed by that chariots, and not only the chariots but the missiles. All right, so we telling you, while you still have time to get right, man, quit lollygagging around, quit procrastinating, quit being idle. All right, the shit's coming, man. They gonna be at your doorstep under whatever guidelines or covers that they use to come in to invade on your rights. And you're gonna be crying to the wrong God. Help me, Jesus. You're gonna be crying to the wrong power. Help me, God. And he ain't gonna answer you. Just look at the video that I did about the young lady. Well, she was 28 years old. She got dismembered and stuffed behind a wall, and her mom was praying to God or to Jesus that it wasn't her, and she got the word that it was her, and she said, "God didn't hear my prayers." Well, no shit. You don't hear the prayers of sinners. When you pray in the name of God and Jesus, you're not doing the specific task of calling on the true name, which are Yahweh, while Yahweh shot. All right. So you got to get it right. This is the training grounds to get everything right before the real test commence. All right. It's no strange coincidence that Trump is saying a lot of these cities are going to be used as training grounds for these troops before martial law comes into place. And we telling you these things. But do Jake want to listen? No, Jake don't want to listen. Jake want to think that'll happen 1,000 years from now, not in his lifetime. But we telling you it's happening in this lifetime. We telling you that it's happening in this lifetime. And very soon. All right, very soon. All right, despite what you believe. All right, because we don't care if you believe. What does it say? What if some did not believe? Let's get that. Romans 3. This is Romans 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? So you don't believe what we're telling you is true. Do we give a damn? As I stated earlier, as I roughly paraphrase, we're not here for the non-believers. We're not inquiring about how the unrighteous shall be punished. We're inquiring about how the righteous shall be delivered. It says, verse 4, the Most High forbid, meaning no, your unbelief ain't gonna make the word of the Most High without effect. It says, yea, let the Most High be true, but let every man a liar, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. See, this is who is all for, man. This word is only for the elect. But in casting our net out, we have to spread it amongst non-believers. We have to spread it among heathens, because we don't know if the elect is amongst them. So in casting our net out, we're going to get undesirables, which we have to throw out to the side. All right? You're going to catch all type of undesirables when you cast your net out. But we're looking for specific bait. We're looking for specific, fish. We're looking for specific, which is what? The elect. This word is the bait, and we're using it to what? Catch the elect. Right now, we're fishers. We're fishing for men. Okay? That's our main objective priority, is to fish for the elect. We ain't here to do community service and be community Israelites and try to get the community at an economical standpoint where we can prosper in this wicked kingdom. We're not here for any of that. We here to fish specifically for the elect. If you lollygagging around, it's a strong possibility that you're not of the elect. All right? That's all it comes down to. So whether you believe what we're saying or not, that's really besides the point. We could care less. We understand that amongst the desirables, you're going to have undesirables. All right? The Lord's going to sift all them out, man. All he told us to do was be fishers among men. We fishing for the elect. The Bible is the bait. All right? The truth is the allure. You got to have the bait, true that, but you got to know how to use the bait. If you're using a jig, you got to know how to pop it. If you're using a live bait, you got to know how to cast it out where it don't die upon impact. To what? Catch the intended fish you're looking for, the elect. All right? So we're not here to try to win over the unrighteous, the naysayers, the scoffers, the mockers. All right? We're only here for the elect. Okay? And we telling the elect, quit lollygagging. All right? Quit lollygagging around. This man is getting ready to come in like a flood. We're not telling you this for our own personal belief. Although we do believe it, we're not telling you this for our own personal benefit. We're telling it to you because why? There's danger coming. All right? So let's go to Micah 6 and 8. This is Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. This is Micah 6 and 8. It reads, He have showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth Yahweh require of thee. See? So the Lord has set up man to show you what's good and what does he require of you. It says, and what doeth Yahweh require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. See? So this is what we're set up to do. All right? This is what Elijah came to do before what? The day of the dreadful, the dreadful day of the Lord. To turn the children's hearts back, the father's heart back to the children. All right? And through giving them warning and prophesying, that's what we're doing. The elect is going to take heed and take hold of this word and make the necessary adjustments. Okay? Now the simple, they're going to pass on, which we're really not concerned about the 2/3 of our people. All right? They'll just have to come back in the kingdom and get it. Okay? And we okay with that. We understand the word isn't for everybody. Although it is for Israel, they won't get it until they come back into the kingdom. Okay? So let's read that again. Micah 6 and 8. He have showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth Yahweh require of thee, but to do justly, and love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. See? And this is how we keep the word of patience, which is going to keep us what? In the hour of temptation. Which is going to come what? To try the whole earth. Okay? So we keeping the word of patience of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he going to keep us in the hour of temptation. All right? Which we're fastly approaching. Okay? And more so, he set up man to give us that warning, that heed. All right? Let's go to Revelation 18 and 20. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 20. It reads, rejoice over her. Okay, this is Babylon the Great. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. See? So you got holy apostles and prophets that's here in Babylon the Great. It says, for the Most High have avenged you on her. This is what we're going to be rejoicing for when we get delivered. Because America will be destroyed, Babylon the Great. And we're going to be rejoicing, showing you that what? The prophets are back today, prophesying, warning the people, telling them to not lollygag, quit procrastinating, quit tarrying, quit putting things off from day to day. You see? So let's read that again. This is Revelation 18 and 20. It says, rejoice over her. We're going to be rejoicing when we get the victory over this beast system. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. Showing you that the prophets are back today. How else are they going to rejoice over her when she gets destroyed? For the Most High have avenged you on her. See? So we're going to get out payback, man. The Lord's going to take care of this place. And then we're going to get reparations in the kingdom when we get slaves, man. The prophecies are speaking, all right? Though it tarry, wait for it, should not tarry. They speaking. They gonna only start to speak louder as we get closer. The closer we get to that day, a lot of the prophecies are going to begin to speak, all right? And through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, we give you the warning. Let's get that. Jeremiah 35 and 15. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 35 and verse 15. It reads, I have sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way. See, we telling you, quit lollygagging, quit staying in your evil ways, quit sinning, The wages of sin is what? Death. You lollygagging, you sinning, you putting off from day to day. Suddenly, uh, everything can change in one day. And we telling you this. It says, I have sent also, Jeremiah 35:15. I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now, every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. Jesus, God, Buddha, Allah, so on and so forth. Ahaya, Yahweh. You see? Other gods. That's not the true and living God, whose name is Yahweh and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Those are the only names we should be calling on and concerned about, not any other name. It says, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearken unto me, which is why we in the position we in now. But that small remnant known as the elect is starting to turn back and amend their ways. And this is why we're seeing what's going on in the world right now, man. All right? This is why we're seeing prophecy beginning to speak. It has beginning to speak, but now we're seeing it speak more clearly. Now we understand the speech of the prophecies, the visions that's being spoken to us. Because now we have an unction to know all things through the Holy Spirit. All right? Now it's making more plain. Write it plain upon the tables that he that readeth may run with it. Now we seeing things come to pass. Now we seeing Jacob's trouble. Now we seeing the charagma, the mark of the beast. It's plain. If you can't see it, it's because the Lord don't want you to see it. You see? Because why? He's put a veil over your face. All right? And he's the only one that can remove it so you can see these things. All right? So if you lollygagging around, that's because the Lord don't want you to get it. All right? And he wants you to be what? Destroyed. All right? So, hey, we just here to give you the message to warn you to quit lollygagging around, quit being idle, quit tarrying, quit procrastinating. The enemy is getting ready to roll in, come in like a flood, man. And Jake still want to put things off. But go ahead and do what you got to do, all right? But you can't say you ain't been warned. As it says in John 15, there's no cloak for your sins, all right? You don't have any more excuses now. The word has gone out at such a high volume, no one can deny that they didn't hear the truth, all right? No one can deny that, all right? So let's get one more and then we'll close out. Let's get one more and then we'll close out. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. See? You can't watch and be sober if you lollygagging, because why? You're idle. You're being distracted by something else. All right? You have to have your sole attention. Your eye has to be single on this word, on this truth, or else you can't be sober and vigilant. It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. See? So if they lollygagging around, they drunk, they sleep, they don't know that the alarm is going off for them to wake their ass up. We can't do anything about it, all right? We cannot do anything about it. All we doing is planting the seed and watering. The Lord is going to either allow it to grow and to nourish and mature it, or he's going to allow it to wither away, all right? That's the only outcome. Either you're going to grow in this truth, or you're going to wither and fade away. Ain't too many options outside of that. Either you grow like that mustard seed or you wither like that fig tree. All right? There ain't too many more options other than that. Matter of fact, there is no other options. Either grow and live or wither and die. All right? That's your only other option. If you don't want to grow, just pass away and wither away. All right? And that's exactly what lollygagging, idling, and tarrying is going to get you. All right? Unproductive. You ain't going to be nourished in the truth, and you're going to wither away. All right? So make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Okay? I know I said I was going to let that be the last one, but let's let this be the last one. We read it, Ecclesiastes 5 and 7, but I really wanted to read it from the top to verse 7. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to close out. This is Ecclesiastes of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, Ecclesiastes 5 and 1, set thy heart upon goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. See? So we're not leaning on our own understanding, all right? Because that's going to get us destroyed, man. Leaning on your own understanding is what's going to allow Jake to get destroyed, man. Which is allowing him to lollygag right now and put off things that he could be doing to amend his evil ways. It says, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. And that's the thing. Jake really lollygagging because he a proudful person, man. I got everything already I need. Why do I need to worry about what you saying? I'm making out like a fat cat here in this man's system. I got a nice house, a nice wife, a nice life, nice cars. I got everything set aside for when everything do fall apart. That's Jake mindset. That's that pride, man. But the Lord's going to break that easy. The Lord's going to break that easy with adversity. The liking that he never seen, Jacob's trouble, a time like none other. It says, say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? See? We read that Ecclesiastes 8, because the evil sin is not done expediently, the wicked says, who shall see me? Roughly paraphrasing. So it says, say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. No one goes unscathed. All right? The Lord knows everything, man. You can't get one over the Lord. All right? He knows exactly what you're doing. All right? He's just allowing you to do what you're doing, and then he's going to bring it to the light. But for Esau, Edom, he's allowing him to compound sin upon sin with interest. All right? Which is why he's getting ready to get paid. All right? The Lord's getting ready to pay this damn devil his judgment. It says, say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. Concerning procreation, Ecclesiastes 5 and 5, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. See, and that's just our people mindset. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing because why? I haven't gotten judged for it yet. They just continue to sin and sin, but the Lord's going to, show up and pay them that visit. It says, and say not, his mercy is great. We read that. Don't think just because you have Abraham, your father, that you're good. You got to do the work. You got to be doers of the word, man. It says, and say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him. See, Jake don't understand. Oh, the Lord, he's all good. No, the Lord is just. Mercy and wrath comes from him. That's a lesson right there. Might touch up on that. Mercy and wrath comes from the Lord. That's what Jake don't seem to understand. It says, what else? It says, and say not, his mercy is great. he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins, for mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. So you can lollygag all you want, man. Continue to sin, continue to be in your evil ways, and hey, you're gonna have a troop knocking down your door, taking you and your family out in zip ties, handcuffs, throw them in the back of a damn truck somewhere, and you got no hedge, no protection. All right. So lollygag around lollygag around all you want to, and then when shit hits the fan and shows up at your front doorstep, don't blame it on anybody else but yourself. All right. So we gonna end on that note, and we're gonna turn and face the east, and we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. All right. Shalom, shalom. Until the next time, if it be the Lord's will. Shalom. See you soon. Shalom. Peace.